Whoever I'm speaking to, you are so special. You have no idea how truly special you are. I'm getting that your soul did not fall here. It landed. You came here on purpose. You came here with a mission. You came here to remember all that you are. And your whole entire life, you've always known, you've always felt it. You just weren't sure. You were programmed with insecurity and fear of expression because you were afraid of how everything and everybody around you would react to you being your full self. And when you are kept and oppressed and suppressed from expressing for so long, it comes out like a burst. And you were afraid what your powers could truly do when unleashed. For a very long time, you've been aware. You've been aware of something within you, of this energy, of this frequency within you. And you've been healing. You've been doing the work so you could learn how to fully release this energy and this power that has been within you since you could remember. And yes, the world does not make it easy for people like you, okay? For individuals, for authentic beings, because they're not used to that kind of frequency. They're not used to that energy, that power. And so they teach us to fear it, that it is something abnormal. And so for a very long time, you may have even been ashamed of who it is that you truly are, of the energy that's within you, of the thing that makes you truly, truly different, that sets you apart from all the rest. And now it is time. It is time to fully release that which has existed within you, that which is part of you, because that is exactly what you came here to do. Okay, you came here to express all that is within you, and it does not matter how anybody else takes it. It doesn't matter. The consequences of your expression are not your business, okay? Your business, your priority here in this experience is to fully express that which is within you, because that is you, that is your soul, that is your spirit. And that frequency, that energy, that heals this frequency, this vibration of this earth. It heals it. It allows it to evolve and to expand. You are the original blueprint of what this realm was built upon, of where it was supposed to go, where it will go. You are the original blueprint. You need to awaken and remember. That is all you came here to do. And for as long as you keep expressing your authentic self, you are taken care of. This universe was built to cater for your evolution and your expansion, your awakening, your remembrance. It was built to support you, the real you, not the fakeness that is supposed to be palatable to every single person. It is literally impossible to please everybody, okay? And when it comes to your self-expression, you may as well be yourself, because you will always meet somebody who doesn't like what they see, because you are a mirror. You will always reflect people's soul, who they truly are. And within you, some people may not like what it is that they see. And so you need to express yourself without thinking, what are they going to say? What are they going to do? It doesn't matter. Your one responsibility and duty in this one experience that you have here. As a matter of fact, it's not even just one. You are having many. But you know what the soul purpose is? Even in your multidimensionalness, even in different timelines, even you existing multidimensionally, it is to be 100%, 1000% you. That's always been the mission. Because when you are you, the world awakens. Okay? You start to exist in a reality where you are fully awake, no longer asleep. You see everything for what it is because you are allowing yourself to be exactly as you are. You see yourself as you are and you release, you let go, you express, you create. And as a result, you see everything for what it is. You are a walking light of truth. That is what you came here to do, like the sun, to shine, to highlight, to unveil the truth around you. The light bringer, dare I say. That is your soul's frequency. That is the true essence of your soul's frequency. And I'm going to say another thing that may trigger, okay? As the light bringer, I believe Lucifer is referred to as the light bringer as well as Jesus. Double check. But what I'm trying to say here is the darkness and the light both exist within you, which means they are going to exist in your reality. They will be reflected in your reality, in your realm. It is not for you to fear. It is for you to see the truth within the darkness. By shining your light through it, you see it for what it is. When you are being 100% you and tapping into your soul, your spirit, allowing it to lead, allowing it to co-create with this beautiful vessel, allowing yourself to be exactly as you are, there is no fear. Because fear is lack of awareness. And when you are aware, everything makes sense. There is nothing to fear, especially when you understand the power that you actually possess. You are not just a creator, the creator. The original creator's blueprint exists within you. What you can conceptualize, what you can think of, it comes to be. If you can think, if you can dare to imagine it, you create realities, you shift realities. You are change itself, the essence, the energy of change. That is who you are. So don't even start with underestimating yourself and your abilities. You are something else. When I said you landed here, you guys, if you could see what I see, everything around you and everybody knew the minute you landed because they could feel your frequency. Change. That's what it is. Different. You are different. Embrace it. Embrace what makes you unique, what makes you different, what makes you the outcast. Because that is where your true powers lie. Okay? Superhero movies were made about you. And guys, I don't say this very lightly. When I am reading and understanding, sorry, it's a little bit hot, this soul, this energy that I'm reading, every single superhuman, every single, I was going to say extraterrestrial, every single human that has all these abilities that we all fantasize about, let me tell you how it's all about you. Which one of them can create worlds and not just be a product, not just live and exist in it? Yes, they thrive depending on what perspective you look at the narrative from. But which one of them creates worlds? Okay? And you guys, you know what? When I use the term God, right? It carries so many different meanings. And as a result, it carries a lot of different vibrations and frequencies, right? So I try not to use that term because of the narrative that it carries, right? But the source of all that there is, of the essence of creation itself, of awareness becoming aware of awareness of itself, of consciousness, that duality, the moon, the sun, the masculine, the feminine, the light, the dark, that is what you are. The unity of all those polarities, the very essence of creation, that is you. You are the awareness becoming aware of itself, of consciousness. That is you. So we can't even put your essence in one word. That is how powerful you are. So when I talk about all those stories written about you, it is all about you. And you guys, I'm also getting here that a lot of you guys may, when you start to awaken and remember the true essence of your powers, you get pulled into the past, right? What star system did I come from? You know, I'm not human. I'm this. Right now, you are having a human experience. That is what's happening in this present moment. You need to accept that. And you thinking that there is better subjective, when you see the truth of this human experience, when you see the truth of who you are in this experience and what this vessel can truly do, you won't want to go anywhere else other than this realm. This realm holds true magic. And I know it may not seem like it because of the narrative that we focus on. But why do you think they're so desperate to paint a particular type of picture? One where you are powerless. One where you have to earn your worth to be alive. Why? Why do you think everything tends to lean in the darkness? Because they're trying to make you forget your light. Because when you awaken, the whole world does. It shakens up the place. It cannot remain the same. That is how powerful you are. And you came here to remember. When you can understand how untouchable you are, this vessel, it can't even disappear. It just transforms into something else. Your energy, your essence can never go. It can never die. It can only be transformed. And guess what? It's evolution, baby. It's elevation. You can only get better. You can only get stronger. You can only get more powerful, regardless of what happens to you. So when you look at the past, when we even look at the past here on earth and we're looking at the pyramids and we're thinking, oh my God, they knew something we did not. That's still a civilization that fell for a reason. We aren't here to compete. We are here to do better. We come after. We are a byproduct, right, of everything they've built. We are building upon what they've already built, right? So within our veins, within our vessel, within our essence, within our DNA, all that is already within us. Whatever star system you came from, your soul had outgrown those realities. That is why you're here. If your soul had outgrown those realities, what do you think you're here to do? What do you think Earth is? Special. special when you can truly tap into your powers and realize what is truly going on. Souls are lining up to come here, but not everybody can make it because this frequency is so powerful. The potential in this realm is so infinite. It is beyond comprehension. So for you to even have made it here, again, something else. Something else. Understand that not every human being is the same. We all have our own path. We all have our own experiences. But just imagine a story, right? We always have a main character. And then within that main character, there's, side characters. They have their own stories. But when you focus in on your story, it revolves around you. It is all about you. Everything else, everybody else, that's just a plot, part of the story, your story. Okay? So you need to understand that until you wake up and take the wheel, until you decide to take charge, things are just going to happen to you. Things are just going to happen to you instead of for you until you take charge. Because let me tell you something. Everything is frequency. Everything is vibration. Your frequency and your vibration is recognizable, right? I told you within you is the source, the blueprint. So everything around you will recognize source. They recognize your frequency. And they obey, they align, they take orders. Because your reality simply mirrors who you are, your capacity to see yourself. The alignment between you and you, right? Your opposites. When you are truly, truly, truly aligned and reality mirrors you, everything around you is waiting for you to remember who you are, and it will recognize that frequency. It will recognize that power, that source. And until you step into that power, you will not see it around you. Things can't move on their own. You move them. It is you. What is that? So you are the activator, the processor, and the destroyer. Now, who has the ability to create, expand, destroy, to create, expand, to destroy? It's a cycle, full cycle. That is literally the blueprint of reality, of life itself. That is you. Those are your powers. Everything around you, you can transmute into anything you see fit. That is your power. It is, you guys, you need to tap in here, right? Heart and mind alignment. Because the powers you truly possess, you guys, I can only be a channel or a reader, call it, of this energy and this essence. And the reason why we are able to be here together but not together right now is because of our frequencies aligning. We look at technology and we think, oh, technology is incredible. What is it? Back in the days, they used to call it magic. You're simply using what? Crystals, mirrors. Call it whatever you want to call it. But your frequency and my frequency, we are somewhere here. And that is why right now we have connected, wherever it is that you are in the world. And so it is not an accident. It is not by accident whatsoever that you are here listening to this message today. okay, especially today. So start paying attention, first of all, to the world around you and the universe, right? How it's communicating with you. Do you hear that? Throat chakra. It's like there is so much to be said that I can't even get the words out because the energy is that powerful. And as I was talking about, look, I was basically saying, look at your environment and look at how it's communicating with you. Like, come on. Because there's a lot happening. And when you can see that, you start to see yourself as well. There's no accidents. There's no coincidences. Not for you. Not for you. And only you will understand, you guys. So the type of soul that you are, you will experience a lot of things that cannot be explained, and they were not supposed to be explained. Because when you start to try and share that spiritual experience and awareness that you've had, because it cannot even be put into words, it can't be explained, you guys. It can only be experienced. When you try to explain it, you dilute it, and it leaves you questioning yourself because of your lack of ability to explain it. And because until somebody else has experienced their own awakening, let's call it, an awareness, they will not understand a single thing you're saying. You may be speaking, but it's a different language because it's a different frequency. So keep it to yourself, because you don't need that validation. The only validation you need is you. It's you and the world. It's you and reality. Reality is giving you all the signs, all the signals that you need. It's confirmation for you. So why do you need to be validated by somebody else when reality is giving you all the signs? Trust you. And understand that some people have very, very unique journeys, okay? And so you are not for everybody. Your essence, your energy is not for everybody. Not everybody has gone as far as you have gone within yourself, but not even that. It's a different language when it comes to your frequency. It is not for everybody because it is that powerful. Okay? The more powerful you get, the more aware you become. It's like the thinner the path, right? So you're going to start seeing, so the further you travel, right, along this journey, the deeper you go within this journey. So imagine a path, right? One that's not taken by many, especially as far as you have gone. And so the further you go, now we're talking about going into your psyche, the darkness, the light. Not everybody wants to go there. Not everybody can handle it. So the further you go, guess what? Less people. You see less people. So on this journey, understand that only a few may even understand. And even then, they have their own experiences. So the path will thin out, and so will the crowd, naturally. So stop seeking to be understood. You're walking a path that many do not, okay? You're not meant to be understood. For as long as you have the awareness and you get it, that's all that matters, because it was always for you. These messages, guess what? For you. Okay? And when you stop trying to seek that understanding and that validation, and you start to trust in your own awareness, that is when things change. That is when reality reveals itself to you. That is when more of you feels safe to actually come out, your power, your true essence. That is when you start to see your true relationship with this environment, this world, this reality, this realm, and your powers. You know what I mean? So continue on this journey that you are already on, and learn to trust. It's you and you. It's you and the universe. It's you and reality. It's you and source. Learn to trust, okay? And understand that what you are is exactly here with you right now. It isn't about you trying to be something that you aren't. You already are it, okay? And most importantly, The now, right here, this is the most important time. This is the greatest time. This is the best possible version of you that you came here to experience. You aren't supposed to be anywhere else, okay? I need a lot of you to hear this. You aren't supposed to be anywhere else. You're not in the wrong place, on the wrong planet, on the wrong star system, in the wrong galaxy. You didn't come here by accident. It was not a mistake. I'm sorry, not sorry. Okay? You came here on purpose. You are exactly where you should be. Where you are is the best place to ever possibly be for you in your soul, in your expansion and your evolution. This is a great place to be. It's a great planet. It's a great galaxy. And it has everything you've ever wanted and more. The very fact that you can even imagine the things that you're imagining right now, and you think, oh, in another world. Why do you think it's this vessel on earth here? This is where you are having all these thoughts and ideas. And then you think that it's not possible. You wouldn't be having these visions, these ideas. Your mind couldn't even comprehend any of these things if they didn't exist here, if they didn't exist on this energetic grid. Because where do you think you're getting this information from? Our thoughts, where do you think they come from? Because it's energy, right? It's the energy and the information of this realm. You're getting everything from earth. You're channeled, you're rooted, your soul, your spirit is. So all these things that you think are outside and absolutely impossible, guess what? Possible. Because I think we forget that here on earth in this realm, do you even know how many realms exist? Do you even know how many timelines? It's infinite. It may as well be the only, because it never ends. It's eternal. So understand that you are fully rooted in that grid. And so whatever information arises within your being, it isn't outside anywhere in a different lifetime. It is here right now. So if you feel called to anything, drawn to something, you can't stop thinking about it, whether it's superhuman abilities, whether it's, I don't know, a realm you've never even seen before, understand that it is all here. A reality, a version of yourself, an experience. It is all here. Magic. Here. Why do you think we even have words for these things? You know what I mean? Those that came before us created language to express that which was already here, which means that in order for these words to even be invented, the thing itself would have to exist for us to come up with a word to describe the thing. So if magic wasn't real, we wouldn't have a word for it. Okay? So just understand that there is absolutely nothing that is impossible. Okay? And let me see if I have anything else for you guys. So most importantly, everything is possible. Trust you, right? Allow your mind and your imagination to go wild, go crazy, and understand that you are unique and special, right? And you are here on purpose. So start acting like it. Stop looking to be anywhere else other than here. Start appreciating it for what it is, accepting it, and find that magic. Okay, let me see if I have any final words for you guys about this frequency and this energy. Yes. Okay, so flow. Go with it rather than resist it. What you resist persists. Okay, you guys, a lot of the times there's a lot of experiences that may seem random. Okay, and in our attempt to be in control, we try to imprint our narrative onto those things, and that prevents us from seeing the truth and seeing the expansion of our realities, right? Because the expansion of our realities is correlated to the expansion of our mind and our awareness. So when our awareness is expanding, we can tend to grasp onto what it is that we already know, and we try to we can project it into reality, right? Preventing our awareness from expanding because we think, no, things should be like that, it should be like that, when in reality is showing you that it isn't. So accept that it isn't, and then seek for the knowledge and the wisdom as to why. Okay? So because when we get stuck into thinking that we know everything, that is when we die. That is when growth ceases to exist. So stop resisting and just allow it to unfold in front of you. And when it's fully formed, you start to understand and see the full picture. But while it's unfolding, it can almost contradict everything you know. So in your attempt to protect yourself and your self-image and who you think you are in this moment, you try to project your ideas and what you think. No, this is not right. This is it. Remember, as incredible as the present moment is, you are constantly remembering yourself. Your awareness is constantly expanding, which means that you only know what you know. And there's going to be a moment in time where you realize that that was very little compared to what you know now. Just like you can look back in the past now at what you once knew, and you're thinking, I thought I knew it all. How funny, how hilarious, right? Because of how much you know now. So it's not to say you don't know a lot. You do. Your awareness is incredible, which is why I've talked about how special you are, right? But there's a version of yourself that is even way past that, and you're always tapping into that. So leave room for things to change, for your mind to change, for things to not be what you think that they are, right? So for me, the way I do it, the way I see it is, I understand my awareness. I understand it's expanded in a way that perhaps a lot of people may not even tap into, right? However, I will not always say that I'm 100% right. Even if I'm 99.9% right, there's 99.9%. There's always room for 1% error, okay? Potential. Because living in a multiverse where everything is happening at the same time and everything is and both isn't, technically nothing is just is, it also isn't, okay? So nothing ever exists in just one state. It's always moving. And if everything is frequency, it's always energy and motion. So leave room for things to move. So even if, like, if somebody says, well, you are this person, you are this, and I'm like, I amn't. I am that and more. I am that and I am also that without. You know what I mean? Like, things are always very fluid here in this realm. So leave room for, like, I'll never 100% say that something is 100%, even if it's right in front of me and I feel like, or I see it to be, because it's always fluid. You know what I mean? So you can understand, you can have an expansive awareness, right? But still leave room to be potentially wrong. And that doesn't mean that you're not intelligent. That doesn't mean that you aren't aware. It means that you actually are the opposite. It means that you are. True masters understand that they've tipped the tip of the iceberg. Because in an infinite world and universe with infinite knowledge and awareness, we barely know nothing, okay? You may know a lot more than a lot more people, but that's just the beginning, baby. So just leave room for surprises is what I'm getting. Do you understand? So I think that's pretty much it today. So I'm gonna leave it there. And more is to come on this energy. Okay, you guys? Okay. So I'll leave it there and I will see you soon.